Guys, welcome, this is day 5, and today let us come back from yesterday's loss, and let's see if we can play some interesting chess and hopefully win. Again, 5 plus 0, and let's wait to get paired. Nice, we are having black, and for the very first time we'll be playing the King's Indian. Well, I plan to play g6 if my opponent plays c4, but you see, since if I play this move, now this is kind of awkward. So, let's go for this. Bishop g5, no worries, let's push the knight away. Oh, I mean push the bishop away. And yeah. Okay, knight d2. I don't understand what that does, but let's just bring out the knight. And a3. Interesting move. I don't really want to castle because potentially he might play something like this. And bishop d7, I guess it makes sense. I mean, even if I'm developing the bishop, it looks as if I haven't developed, but, well, we can take the c-file, so at least that's good news. And let's wait for our opponent to play a move. Naturally, we shall take. And knight to d4, interesting move. As I've mentioned, we do not fear this knight being taken because we can take. And even if bishop b5, we can still play a6 and trade everything down to bring up the rook. Queen d2, okay. Well, now, since we've got our pieces properly positioned and potentially b5, so I don't really fear a opposite side castling. So let's see if he would play this. Okay, indeed, he just basically played g4 immediately. Now, a nice thing to keep in mind is when your opponent is not castled and tries to attack you on the flank, the correct way is to break open the center. I'm pretty much sure this would be the best move. He didn't even take my bishop, so let's keep on doing what we're supposed to do, which is breaking open the center. Oh my god, I mean, this is so brave. I honestly don't think this is survivable for our opponent. And he plays knight e4. Why, I think there's just knight e4. If takes, we can take this. And indeed, he didn't take. Now, we need to decide where to put our queen. Let's play queen b6, because we are planning to push and perhaps play something like this. We might also play queen b2. It's up to our opponent to properly react. I'm expecting b4 right now, which potentially might mean an interesting move, which is bishop e4. And if takes, we can either take with... I think we can take with the queen, and when he moves the rook, we can bring our rook over, threatening to do something like this, etc. So I think the sacrifice really makes sense. Let's see if we would take our bishop. I still haven't decided which piece to play. Rook c5. I'll go for this one. And now I assume he's going to move the rook. He castled short. Wow, that's unexpected. Let's take a free pawn. Why not? Queen f4. Okay. Rook g2. H1 on the move. And then we can play rook g4. I think that is actually the only move. So let's pre-move. Takes. Okay. Now we are up a queen. Let's see if we can safely convert this, which I don't really doubt. Okay, rook over. Threatening my g7 pawn. Well, I think we can simply move our king aside. Because if it takes, we can just take this. And when it takes, and if it takes, we take this rook. If not, we might give a check or something. Once he moves out, we can keep on checking, or perhaps something else. Okay. Ooh, no, don't play rook g8. That's going to be problems. However, though, we can play this. Which threatens this move, trading everything off. Again, if you're up a piece, what you should do is to not hesitate to trade your pieces off. And then the next step is basically just, yeah, he resigned. Overall, I think it's simply because of an extremely dubious opening played by my opponent. So generally, you shouldn't play knight c3 immediately. If you really want to play a Pirc or something, you should at least get in something like this first. And when I play over here, now potentially you can play this, because if I play this, this will be slightly inferior and white is playable from this position. But if you directly play knight c3, you will never have this possibility of playing c4, which allows me to play c5, an important part of the queen's pawn openings. f3, intending to play e4, just normal development, bring out your pieces, grab control of the c-file, and then, yeah, as I mentioned in the game, if your opponent tries to throw a flank attack and is not castled, you should open the center, which is why I played e5. Now he moved away, I keep on pushing, and now a nice tactic. In case he takes, I can take over here, and if takes, now we have 2 minor pieces versus 1, which is winning. And since he didn't take, we moved away our queen, threatened b2, and when he played b4, we played this interesting move, bishop e4. So when I'm playing the game, I actually realize that there's bishop c5, rook c5, and bishop e7, which is slightly scary, but I think in the position we can just play this, there. Okay, the engine's not suggesting rook h1. I thought rook h1 during the game, and wow, this is a cool move. I didn't see that, but here the engine suggests bishop f5, and after that we take this. If takes, we give a check. Even though we're down a rook, according to the engine, this is a winning attack because of something like this. And we should be winning because this king is just too vulnerable, and our pawn is playing an important part of the game as well. Now, after he castled, I think the game is basically just over because of how we have this threat. I hope you enjoyed today's game. A short but extremely tactical one. Starting from the knight e4, sacrificing our queen temporarily, to the move bishop e4, giving up the c5 pawn. Well, giving up the c5 bishop. Overall, it's just a fun game. I really like this game. I hope you enjoyed as well, and see you tomorrow for perhaps a longer game. And if you hope so, I can of course also upload 2 or 3 games in one day. Please tell me in the comment section if you would like that. And well, see you tomorrow. I hope your rating grow just as much as mine. And bye.